So today was week 7, day 1 of my program. So I started off with some back squats, then I got into some dumbbell seated shoulder presses, then some single arm pull downs, some barbell hip thrusts, a pec deck flies, and then reverse pec deck, and then cable lateral raises. The back squat, I went pretty hard during that. I mean, that was probably my hardest exercise by far. Every single time I went to like absolute failure. And I could really feel it afterwards. Like I was stumbling around because I hit it so hard. Um, but after that, I really was not feeling the best about this workout. Like once I got to single arm pull downs, it I was crashing pretty hard. So I usually have a full Monster, like a 16 ounce, I want to say 16 ounce bottle of Monster before each workout. And I usually work out in the morning too, so I'm already tired, and then I take the caffeine. It wakes me up a little bit. Um, but it took so long on the back squats. Each time I was going to failure, so it was like a 4 or 5 minute rest period before I could even hit another set. Uh, so it was like by the time I was doing single arm pull downs, um, by the time I was already doing single arm pull downs, it was like I'd crashed so hard, uh, mentally and physically. I was just like not feeling the rest of the workout as much as I should have been. Um, I still tried to take everything to failure, but you know, I'm just wondering like if I was, pushing myself hard enough. Probably not. Not with those last sets, but when you have such long workouts, it's very hard to stay motivated the entire time you're in the gym. If you're going for like 45 minutes to an hour, it's like, you're pumped for that entire time, but you're just sitting on the pec deck for like a couple minutes. You just get bored after a while. Um, and your motivation just shoots down. Um, yeah, I mean, I did pretty well on the hip thrusts, I think, considering the fact that last week I did take it off. Um, single arm pull downs, I feel like I was doing them much better than last time, because last time I was using like an absurd amount of biceps in my pull down. Um, but I mean, I was watching some videos and they're like telling you how to engage your lats and like twist your body correctly. So you're pretty much 90%, pulling from your lats and like 10% pulling from your biceps. So I feel like that really helped me out. Uh, but of course, I feel like I mean, this might not sound correct, but like, I feel like my biceps were better at doing the pull downs than my lats were, because my lats, I haven't been hitting them in the correct manner for, however long, or like not getting the correct amount of stretch in them, at the bottom and top of each rep, for the past few weeks. Um, Pec deck, I couldn't really do too well because my front delts were not feeling the best. Um, I've got to really focus on doing like front rattle, front rattle, front lateral raises so I can, develop my front delts. So I'm not like on the barbell bench press, like struggling to even get the weights up, because it's all, dependent on my front delts. It's all bottlenecked by my front delts. Which is the case for a lot of my exercises now. And I know that like eventually it will all even out to some degree. Like, you don't necessarily have to train forearms. Like your forearms usually get enough workout from other movements, other movement patterns, and like just holding the barbell in your deadlift or something like that, But I just feel like I should be, training that separately, especially at the beginning when they're just so underdeveloped, because, or else I'm going to be, training essentially my forearms for twice the length of any other muscle. And I'm just not going to see any real results, except for in my forearms and in my delts and all my limiting muscles or whatever. Other than that, I do not have much else to say. So I've been kind of slacking on my diet, I'm not gonna lie. I've been eating, give or take 4,000 calories each day. I mean, according to my macros, I am over 4,000 calories, and I'm eating more than enough protein, but I'm just not feeling like, I'm completely full after every meal, and then I have energy to go through the day. Like yesterday, I supposedly, I was tracking my calories, and it said that I ate like over 4,500, something like that, calories that day. But I still like woke up in the middle of the night, incredibly hungry, just wanting like anything to eat. Like I was literally felt sick. I was so hungry, which just doesn't make any sense to me. And maybe that's like a medical problem or something. I don't know, but it was not feeling great. Uh, that might be it. That's probably a diet issue on my part. I don't know how it is, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. Um, Today I definitely did not eat 4,000 calories, and I'm probably not going to. Um, but that's mostly because I just today and probably the next few days I'm gonna be super busy, and I'm not trying to make that like an excuse. Tomorrow I'm definitely gonna hit 4,000 calories because we're going to a family dinner, so it's like gonna have a shit ton of food. So if I don't eat 4,000 calories, that's 100% on me. And if I don't hit my protein macro, which is really though only like I can, if I short my carbs or I short my fats for the day, it's like I don't really care as long as I hit my caloric intake goal and as long as I hit my protein goal for the day. Like the other stuff really doesn't matter to me. I mean, carbs to an extent so that I have energy, but if I'm not 100%, fulfilling my macros on carbs, I don't really care that much, or fats for that matter. I mean, I don't even know what fats do, to be honest. So, other than that, oh yeah, also yesterday, I forgot to say, I did also train biceps after I got home from the gym, and I also trained chest a little bit more because I knew that I did not get a sufficient stretch on the pec deck, or I didn't reach failure as much as I should have. So I just went through two or three different exercises again, just to make sure that I hit them correctly. I'll probably be doing that again. I mean, preferably I don't have to re-hit the same muscles every workout day. But, if I'm not feeling it at the moment, or I'm like tired at the end of the session and I don't hit, you know, lateral raises, like I got 30, 20-pound dumbbells, so I can just easily, put them in my room, and whenever I want, just fucking spam a couple of those. So that's not a huge deal for me if I'm not getting that. I'm just hoping to get through these next couple weeks relatively unscathed in terms of, being able to maintain and put on a little bit of muscle, more so than I have been. Yeah, I mean, I'm really just looking forward to the end of this first program, because I feel like I probably outgrew it a couple weeks ago, but I feel like it's just a good habit to stick to things, even if they're not necessarily working 100% how you plan. Because if you don't, stick to it, especially for bodybuilding, I think this is true, or, well, weightlifting in general. But if you're not, if you're looking for those results continuously, and you're like checking on your body and seeing how much you've grown every week, like nothing's really you're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it for a while, and you're not gonna see it on the scale, or in your appearance, or in the weight you're putting up. So you just got to be patient, and just make sure that, I feel like in the beginning, like form and technique, and understanding intensity levels is just so important. Being able to understand like what is going to failure, because I've had so many sets where I'm like, I've given up before failure, and it feels like I'm hitting failure. But really, if I grind past like a certain point, I could be getting so much more in the ways of hypertrophy, because it's like it's the last, couple of reps, or the last eccentric motion that you're doing, that's building the vast majority of the muscle and the strength in that. So that's about all that I have for today. Tomorrow we will be working on, let me see, be working deadlifts, RDLs really, close grip bench, dumbbell row, dumbbell walking lunge. I don't want to do dumbbell walking lunges, but I will, since they're in the program. Assisted dips, bicycle crunches, and single arm cable curls. Honestly, I've grown to like single arm cable curls quite a bit, just simply because they give you an insane pump. Your arms just look massive after them, because it's like a continuous tension throughout the entire movement, especially if you angle the cable correctly. It just gives you so much resistance on your bicep. And then if you never like fully lock out the muscle, lock out your bicep at the bottom of the curl, and just completely keep tension on it throughout, I feel like that's the best thing for hypertrophy. And well, I don't know about hypertrophy, but definitely the pump is insane from that. So I'm gonna stop speaking out of my ass and cut this short. Yeah, tomorrow's the second day is probably my favorite day of the week, so we'll see how that goes. Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna have to hit the gym pretty dang early. I hope. I'm betting nobody's there, but you never really know. So I'm gonna try and get in early so I have time to plan and go places and make food and etc. etc. I probably will not post that day, so I will post. I may post Christmas, so if it's not Christmas Eve, I will definitely post Christmas. So, all right.